Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. As Anna said, it is National Espresso Day. We are here live in the Kitchener showroom and we're showing off the brand new Bellucci Slim Latte machine.
So let's make a cappuccino.
All right.
So I'm gonna press the button here.
So that's the cappuccino button right there.
You can tell that it's working. And because this is an alternative dairy, it isn't gonna foam up as smoothly as a regular milk would. And also, I don't know if you heard it, but the grinding was very quiet, which is also a really nice feature of this machine.
Yeah, like I'm wondering, is it still on? Because it's so quiet.
Yeah, so it's great if you're up really early and you need a coffee.
And you need to be quiet?
Yeah, you need to be quiet. I've definitely woken up some people in the morning grinding coffee. So the milk is going to come out first, and then we'll have the espresso. And if you accidentally chose a cup that's a little too small, you can always stop it before you have overflow on your counter. But I tested this before and it will fit.
Yeah, it's like, uh-oh, will it go over? Jay Pizzle's liking this. Music
Excellent.
to my ears.
Mm-hmm.
So the espresso's coming out now.
Yeah, and it looks really beautiful.
Look
See
at
that really lovely color? So that's what you're looking for. There is space for you to change the grind because things like humidity, your bean type, all that stuff is going to affect how it grinds up, and that'll affect your espresso. So if you're pouring shots and you're like, this tastes really weird, think about if it's...
Ooh, just stopped.
Yeah. If it's tasting too bitter or too sour. So your espresso's too bitter, it means that it's been over extracted, which means you've had too much water running through those beans. And the other way, if it's like too sour, then it's under extracted. So you need the water to run more slowly through those beans. And so that is affecting that's affected by your grind. So think about pebbles in a river. If you have really big pebbles, the water is going to flow through really quickly. The smaller the pebbles, the slower it's going to pour through, and the slower your extraction process is going to be.
That's awesome. Analogy right there.
When you grind up coffee, you're thinking about the smaller the grind, the more angles are, the more surfaces there are for extraction. Americano as well.
That as well.
Yes.
So how would you make an Americano then?
So I can use this cup.
Perfect.
So you'd put in as much hot water as you want,
okay,
and then you would pour the shots on top of it. So an Americano is a really great option if you have someone come over who's more interested in a drip style coffee. An Americano would be good for them. I also personally like a short Americano where you have a little bit of water and the espresso on top, and I find that it opens up the espresso a little bit, kind of like if you're a whiskey drinker and you add water to your whiskey or scotch and how it just opens up the flavor. So that's enough water for me. I'm going to stop it right there. And I'm going to add my espresso on top. So also, if you're a long espresso drinker, that's the way I would advise that you make your long espresso. Instead of running water through the coffee longer, because that's just going to over extract your coffee.
Now, does this machine do like iced coffee?
No. But you can always pour it over ice.
Over ice.
Like one of my favorite drinks in the summer is a sparkling Americano. And so I love you put ice in your glass, sparkling water, and then pour your shots on top. It's so good.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you can do something with that.
Oh, definitely. You can
but
do
no actual function. So if you like the iced coffee, get your glass really cold, throw some ice in, and then you can make it.
Exactly.
And welcome to another live stream event. I'm Jenna, and with me is Anna. Today we're featuring the Bellucci Slim Latte Espresso machine because it's Valentine's Day, February 13th. So Anna's going to be showing us this espresso machine. It's perfect for the size. It's perfect for those kind of minimalist coffee drinkers. And we're also going to be slinging up some espresso martinis because, again, it's Valentine's Day and we need to celebrate.
Oh, first thing we need to do is make our simple syrup.
Oh, okay.
So you can buy simple syrup at the store, but it is one of the easiest things to make at home.
Yeah.
So it's just equal parts sugar and water. And you can simmer it on the stove until it dissolves, or you can pull hot water from your espresso machine.
Excellent.
So all I have to do is press this hot water button here.
And does it know when to stop?
No, I'm going to stop
Okay,
it.
so you just press the button again for the hot water.
And I'm going to do it one more time. Sorry. Because I had just poured milk out of this, so that's why it was looking a little bit milky. There we go.
So again, pressing the water button to stop it when you have enough.
To start and stop.
And that's the same for when you're making a tea?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Now we're just going to stir this together until it dissolves. Which shouldn't take too long.
Just water and sugar, that's all you need.
Water and sugar. And you could make different types of syrups, like use this as a base. From there you could add a little bit of vanilla, you could add orange, anything for any type of syrup that you want to make. Different spices to make like a ginger syrup. Ooh.
And you can do that from using your espresso machine.
That's right.
You
don't have to you don't have to put it on the stovetop. Just takes a little bit more stirring.
That's all right. Yeah. And because it's Valentine's Day and we're celebrating, so get the gals around the table or around the island or in the kitchen, and you can quick make this while you're spilling all the hot tea. What's going on in your lives?
That's right. Give everyone a task.
All right.
All right.
So that's basically done?
That's done.
That's done. That was simple.
It was simple. So
Simple syrup.
I love it.
All right. So you have ice out here.
I do. You want to pick the biggest pieces of ice you have, because the smaller pieces of ice are going to melt more quickly, right? You'll have a more watered down beverage, so we don't want that. If you have the square ice or like round ice or something, that would be better. Ideal.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just doing equal parts, except for the simple syrup. So that is.
So what's this?
So this is 2 ounces of vodka.
Hello.
2 ounces of espresso.
Okay. And the espresso is again at room temperature, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we're going to do 1 ounce of this simple syrup. And you can use, a lot of recipes call for a coffee liqueur like Kahlua or something, which you can add. It'll just give a stronger coffee flavor.
Okay.
All right, in it goes.
In it goes.
So now I'm going to shake it for about 10 to 12 seconds. And you want to hit the top and the bottom. You're not looking for the sides to try and get that foam. Let's see if it works. Okay.
That's all you have to shake?
That's it.
Can I peek at it? Am I allowed to? Okay, pulled the wrong thing.
Did you peek?
No, I can't get it. Oh, it's cold. Do you put this in the fridge?
No.
No? Oh.
That's just the ice.
There you go. That's just the ice?
That's just the ice.
That's cold. Okay, I see foam.
Oh, look, it's
there
foamy.
You go. Okay, I'll let you do the honors. Okay, we got a martini glass and you put that in the fridge.
Yes, because you want it to be cold.
All right. Got some foam action there.
A little bit of foam action.
Here we go.
And there you are.
That's it.
But of course,
there's
there's always more options.
Always more options.
So because this machine can make just foam, You could also top it with milk foam. You can make a latte martini.
Okay.
So I'm just scooping off the foam. And you can add as much or as little as you want. Because when you make milk through the espresso machine, the milk and foam is going to separate if you let it sit.
Okay.
So don't do this right away. Wait for it to separate a little bit. And then you can just spoon the foam off the top.
Cool. Okay. Oh, finishing touches.
Finishing touches.
With a bean.
A little espresso beans. So this would be a great activity for you and the gals or the bros to make your own take on an espresso martini.
I see.
Hello and welcome to our 2 o'clock day 6 home show savings event show. I'm here in our Toronto location with Ryan.
Hello.
And I'm very excited to talk to you today about this Bellucci Slim Latte automatic espresso machine. So next I'm going to show you a little cappuccino. I didn't measure this cup, so let's hope that I might have to stop it halfway through, but that's okay.
There you go.
It's something that you can do.
Jenna's responding in the chat that they are not new. There you go.
Thanks, Jenna.
So this appliance may be newer, but the company's been around for a while.
Yes, they've been around for a while. They have a team in Montreal, so if you have any issues with parts or repairs, they're very easy to get in contact with.
That's right. And like I said, I love Montreal. They would not mess around. If this thing wasn't capable of making good coffee, they wouldn't want to be involved with it at all because they know their stuff. I highly recommend visiting if you haven't been.
I love Montreal.
Right?
I lived there for a summer and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
It's such a lovely social culture.
Look at that. There you go.
And there is a way to adjust the temperature of the coffee and I think the milk, and that's in your manual to tell you how to do that.
Now, one thing I don't like about when we do these lives is that our microphones don't quite demonstrate how quiet this actually is, because it's trying to amplify the noise because it thinks we want to hear it, right? But like, this is very quiet, especially compared to like if you're at your local coffee shop with the baristas going crazy in the back, hissing and stirring and making all kinds of noise. This is very calming.
Yeah, and that's something that I definitely consider when I'm looking at an espresso machine, because I'm typically an earlier riser than other people in my household.
Yeah.
So it's important to me that I can still have a coffee and not disturb anybody.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so I call that more of like a flat white. You have a very small amount of foam on top.
So we are here live, right, in Kitchener, Ontario, right? TA Appliances and Barbecues. You guys might know me. I'm Ryan, right? This is our friend Matt.
Hey everybody, how are you doing today?
Right, Matt's been out a couple times now. It's been a lot of fun having him, and he's got some impressive stuff to show you today. Okay, so we're gonna be using the Bellucci Slim Latte, right?
Making some coffee drinks here.
Right.
Maybe you have a coffee in your hands. Maybe you're having a little lunch break now.
Yeah, maybe you got one of them PSLs in your hand and you're like, man, these are getting real pricey though. Like, they're delicious, but they're getting real pricey and I wish I had some other options.
We'll show you how to do that today. Show you how to make one fresh at home. Super delicious.
Super delicious. Right.
This one, we're going to go with our pumpkin syrup. This is the one I made earlier.
Right, but you just saw him make it like a fresh batch, but that would be it right there. Same.
So this is the same stuff that I just made. With the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the ginger, and the clove. And then that's the simple syrup. Put that into the cup. And then up here, I'll show you on top here, we got the espresso, we got the cappuccino, we got latte, we got steamed milk, and we got hot water. I know these cups won't quite fit the latte, so we're gonna go with a cappuccino, but very similar. A cappuccino and a latte is just the quantity of milk that's added to it. So you're going to hear the machine fire up. It's going to grind the beans. And some of the steps are very quiet. So to know that it's still working, it's got this indicator light. It's going to circle around. That way you know it is still doing things even when it's not making noise.
Right. It hasn't given up on you. Right. It's not frozen. It's still going.
Still working on it. So right now it's pressing the puck. It's getting your milk ready. It's warming up the elements, getting the water hot. You already heard it grind the beans. So here it comes with the milk. It does the milk first. It does a little backwards from your local cafe would, where it does the milk first and then the espresso after it. Same end result. Super convenient and easy.
And it cascades nicely. Like you'll see when it's finished, right, folks? Like you'll be able to see the layers and like the fading. You know what I mean? It's a very nice look.
And it's so fast. Like, what's it been? Like, less than a minute. Mm-hmm. And you're already almost there. It's about to do the espresso in it. The whole thing, like, you can't even go up and order at Tim Hortons faster than this thing can make your whole coffee and have it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect for a work day. You wake up, you don't need to wake up 10, 15 minutes early for this. You can wake up 2 minutes early and have a fresh coffee on your way out the door.
Mm-hmm. And no waste, right? You're not making whole pots of this stuff. You're not making 5 drinks worth, right? It's just your drink.
So I just lifted up the easy slide here just to show off the cup a little bit more.
It's illuminated as well. You can see there's a light back there, so, you know.
Nice feature early in the morning. You can see what's going on with that light. And there you go. That's your very basic pumpkin spice latte. This is what you would get from Starbucks, but like way better. Let me tell you, you have to try this at home. If you like pumpkin spice lattes, this is fall in a cup. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give this one a little taste. Make sure that it is up to standards.
Yeah.
Oh, that is hot, fresh, delicious. All the flavors are there. Good extraction on the coffee bean, so you know you don't have to adjust that. But if you found it to be a little bit light, you could definitely change the dial a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Dial it to be a little bit finer of a grind, and you'd have yourself a little bit more extraction. I think that's perfect, right as is.
Yeah, and again, you can see nice presentation, the cascading of the foam and everything like that, right? Like it's got layers to it.
And putting the milk in first actually allows you to have that milk layer at the bottom and have that gradient up, but it still gives you that nice milk foamy head on the top. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that was so fast. It was so easy. Right, that took a minute, 2 minutes at most.
Yeah, you took more time making the syrup than you did the coffee.
And it's going to cost you way less. What's that drink from Starbucks? $8?
Yeah, who knows, right?
When you make that at home, nothing. Yeah. And with this thing, it's just as easy, if not easier, even more convenient.
Yep.
So next up, I'm going to show you guys a bit more complicated one. So for this one, I made a roasted pumpkin water.
Oh, there you go.
Bumped it, but not a problem. It's easy to just stop it. You just press the off button, and it's going to stop what it's doing. It'll reset it, and you'll see the lights come back on.
Yep.
So if your cup, you just hit the off button, it'll stop dispensing it. You don't want to make a mess of your kitchen, right?
Perfect. Look at that.
So with this one, we got the pumpkin water. This one I roasted pumpkins and then just pressed it through cheesecloth to get that water out of it. So this is going to hold a lot of that pumpkin flavor. Mm-hmm. What pumpkin spice lattes miss is it's only pumpkin spice. It's not pumpkin spice. So there's no pumpkin in it. This one has pumpkin. It's going to be your pumpkin pie in a cup.
There you go.
So we're going to go in with that pumpkin water. I'm going to hit it with a pretty good amount. And then I'm going to go in with a splash of my syrup again. A little bit less this time. I'm going to be doing, for this one, I'm going to do an espresso. So this one isn't going to use any milk. It's going to be just the espresso that's going to go into the cup. We're going to build this one a little bit more like an Americano. I'll show you guys the hot water feature too. Mm-hmm. So with this one, it's going to grind the beans. Again, it's pressing it. You still got the dial. And it's going to come out a little bit faster because it's not going to have to worry about heating up the milk first.
True.
So it's just going to go straight to the espresso. Here it comes right here. And you're going to see that crema, that layer of like emulsified coffee bean fats building up on top. That's how you know that you're getting a good extraction out of it. Like you can only get that with like the high pressure, except it does it for you. You don't have to worry about if you were using a regular coffee machine, a regular espresso machine, getting that crema is an art. With this, it's a press of a button, and you get it perfect every time. So I want my drink to be a little bit fuller than that, so we're just going to do it like an Americano. We're going to, up top, we're going to press the hot water button, which is this one right here. Press it once, and it's going to start dispensing hot water. Press it again, it's going to turn it off. So we'll take it to about there, and then we're going to turn it off. And you can see, it's just add a bit more volume to the cup, a little bit, but you don't want, like, you could do a double shot or a triple shot. I'd rather do an Americano style. This is more like a traditional cup of coffee, but with espresso. And then to this, we're going to be doing a cold foam for on top of that. So instead of using the milk, we're going to use heavy cream.
Oh my goodness.
So it's cold foam. We're going to just be using it cold. This is going to play as like our whipped cream on top of our pumpkin pie, right?
Right.
So little heavy whipping cream.
Which all the coffee places now, you keep seeing them and talking about cold foam.
And that's all it is. And you can do it at home. So if you got one of these, this is a milk foamer. So this would accomplish the same thing as the carafe, except this is way more complicated and you got to heat up the milk, and it's much easier to just use the machine. But the machine doesn't do cold foam, so I like having.
Yeah, a shot of that in there. Let's see what we can see.
So you can see that it's just going to be whipping that cream, but it's not going to whip it to be like whipped cream. It's going to whip it to be still pretty soft, and that's kind of where the cold foam comes from, because it'll be foamy instead of like a firm whipped cream.
Right.
And then once we're just about less syrup to the drink itself, we want to flavor the foam as well. Hit it with a little bit of that pumpkin spice syrup.
I see. Because a really simplistic beverage. We tried to find the flavored whipped creams and the flavored.
Can't find them anymore.
The flavored creamers, yeah, like they're all gone. Every grocery store was out of them. So if you can't find your pumpkin spice stuff in your local grocery stores, just make your own.
It takes no time at all. You don't even need to worry about it. But if you can find it, use that. You can use anything you want in the carafe.
Yep.
If you need an oat milk, if you need an almond milk, you can use that. If you're looking for an oat milk, you want to look for barista style or
it's like heavier fat, I think.
Right? Yeah. So it'll have fires to help it still foam up, so you'll still get that nice foamed milk. So you kind of want to keep an eye on the same carafe.
Look at this. Holy.
A little pumpkin sugar that I've made.
No, you don't.
So this is just dehydrated pumpkin with sugar mixed together. Just to add that little bit of pumpkin to it.
It looks like fall leaves, you know what I mean? They're falling from the ground, or falling to the ground.
So this is your much less basic pumpkin spice latte.
Whoa!
But still, that took us, minutes to put together. So now we're gonna go in with our apples.
Oh.
So this is the syrup you watched me make earlier, the cinnamon and the nutmeg syrup.
Yep.
And again, we're gonna go in pretty good with that. Apple flavor, I have a reduced apple cider. So this is just apple cider that you'd find with a bit of sugar reduced down into a syrup. It's gonna be a little bit sour, so that's why you're adding so much of your sugar syrup to it, to balance that out. Just a little hit of that.
Imagine having, like, you know what I mean? 3, 4, 5, whatever, just kind of simple flavors you can have on
a caramel one. You can have a vanilla bean one.
Yeah.
You do like a chocolate one, a chocolate syrup even, like just ice cream topper. So with this one, we are going to actually go with a cappuccino again. And again, that's going to grind the beans. It's going to be working for a minute. And then it's going to put our milk in, and then it's going to put our espresso in.
Right.
And this thing also is great for like coffee. Maybe you want an iced coffee. Maybe you want an iced cap. You can just blend it with ice or brew it over ice. And then maybe instead of topping it up with hot water, top it up with the cold water so you don't melt all your ice. But it can brew it over ice, and you can have a delicious Americano over ice, a delicious iced coffee.
Yeah, that's true, right? Like if instead of doing like a latte or something like that, if you just did the espresso shot over top of ice, well, that would just cool it down for you so you can make your coffee.
So it's gonna to the espresso. So right now it's still pressing the puck. It's still working in the background. So now the milk's just about done. You can see that it's filled up the cup most of the way. We're gonna get the espresso in there next. And these are for the people that don't really like pumpkin spice. They're not into the pumpkin spice lattes. They want something a little bit different, a little bit apple-y, because apple and fall go hand in hand.
Oh yeah, it talks about pumpkin, but where's the apple?
Nobody does apple spiced lattes.
I don't see that anywhere.
But now you can do it at home. You don't need other people to do it. You can do it
Need
yourself.
other people, man. We're independent. We do what we want, right? Look at that. Oh my goodness, right to the brim.
Just a perfect fill every time. And again, so easy and simple. And with this one, we're just gonna hit it with a little bit of grated cinnamon on top.
Grated cinnamon on top.
Because who doesn't love a little grated cinnamon to finish up a drink, finish up an apple pie?
Oh, look at that. Little garnish right there for you too, eh? Look at that. Ah, that's amazing.
So there we go. There's our delicious apple pie, our fancy pumpkin spice, and we did that basic pumpkin spice latte, all with the Bellucci Slim.